Hi everybody, welcome back. I'm Ashley and this is Martin Midlife Misadventures. And boy, has this garden been a misadventure for me this year. Very frustrating, a lot of breaches. Some of the seeds just haven't performed at all, so I think seed quality is an issue there. But anyway, I have really struggled this year. This is day 36, okay? Direct sowed in the ground 36 days ago, 90% of this garden. And there's still a lot of good. And we have completely, I mean completely Fort Knox this thing. I put bells all around. It's chipmunks, okay? We are dealing with little cute furry little chipmunks. And I think we finally have found every little area where they've been able to get into this garden. Are you ready to check it out? Let's do it. All right, let's go in and see the good, the bad, and the ugly. And we're going to start over here. As you can see, my radishes are just doing amazing. In fact, look at there. See that one? Let's pull it. Let's see where we're at. My first harvest this year. Isn't it perfect? Oh. Okay, so it looks like we're going to have some great radishes. Very excited about that. Here's one of the breaches. They got every single one of my cantaloupe plants, but this one seems to be hanging in. So we still had money left for the garden, so we purchased a watermelon plant. I'm really hoping that this one takes off for us. The russet potatoes are just insanely big. I hilled them another 4 inches from the last time. In this garden here, we have a little Sniffy Lou. She loves basil. A lot of it got eaten, and probably by the beetles, but we have some nice growth here now, and I'm hoping that it won't get disturbed anymore because I'm not going to reseed this. In the back here, my tomato plants are coming up beautifully. Oh, my doggy's licking my face. Over here, we have 2 more. Thank you. And then over here, we have another. Let me back up here so you can see. Not blades of grass. These are onions. They're really starting to get thicker and strong. Super excited about that. Now this one is way past my waist now, so that's going to be a good seed pod there. They did eat part of this radish, and I was leaving it because it was going to go to seed. This was a volunteer from last year, and they actually ate the sprig that had the shoot coming out of it. So I don't know if it'll make another one, but I'm just going to leave it and see. Here is my other potato garden. Can you believe this? And look what I did. I took it up and hilled it almost probably 6 to 8 inches. I hilled this up. Can you even believe this? I'm really hoping those red potatoes are growing good underneath that ground. We had quite a few little breaches here on our peas. They just snapped them off and took the whole row right there. But all in all, these peas are doing okay. Over here, on the other hand, every single solitary one they took, okay? Just this morning, I reseeded. Let me show you. I'm going to reseed these. I went ahead and I took my pea seeds, and I've been soaking them for, I don't know, 5-6 hours. I did it early this morning. Everywhere where they've taken my pea seeds, I'm going to go ahead and either next to it or in front of it, I'm going to plant a new pea. And hopefully this soaking will speed up the germination process. Okay, so now all this is reseeded. Hopefully we get another crop to come in before our frosts start. And my beans are, my beans are all coming in just perfectly. Nasturtiums in the back, they're getting big. Look at that set right there. So this garden is doing really good with the exception of those peas. But I'm not giving up, guys. We're going to keep going. I left some of the evidence here because they trampled through the potatoes and broke off pieces of potato. There's another piece of potato there. They completely ate all my sunflowers, but I have reseeded, so we should start seeing those any day. I'm very excited about this little pot. I've got little teeny tiny everywhere. My strawberries are coming up. I can't believe it. They're super hard to grow on the mountain, so I'm hoping these come through. My marigolds, look at them. They're gone. They ate them. People say they don't eat them. Yeah, they do. Not going to reseed that. These little cherry tomatoes are so pathetic, and I planted them a week before the bigger ones down there in the ground, so I just don't know. Back here, these little stakes, I planted some apple seeds. Amy opened an apple, and the seeds were sprouting inside, so I immediately just shoved them in the ground. We'll see what happens. These cherry tomatoes, same thing. Look at this. Look at this. A bunch of nothing. Now, they ate my carrot tops. Remember, this was full, but this one, they super, like, shaved every carrot top. Same thing over here. So this morning, I reseeded. Let me show you. My regular carrots, same deal. In these empty spaces, I've got the little seeds. I'm just going to make a little hole, get the seed in there, and we're going to try to grow some more carrots in these empty spaces. I really wanted a good carrot harvest this year. My green onion tower is doing really, really good. This is the first chive I've ever been able to grow outdoors in my life, so I'm excited we have one, and my garlic chives are coming up really good. Now this tomato plant I transplanted from the other garden. That's why it's so big and beautiful. Notice this one here. This is the same one that was in there. They ate the other ones. That's why I put this one in here. But this one was planted a week before that one. Putting fish underneath your tomatoes makes a big difference. I have a volunteer little radish that's coming up in here. But there's, oh, look at that. That's from last year. These strawberry seeds are coming up. So I think we've just finally warmed up enough for them to try. This was a big, beautiful, bushy thing of lavender. Remember last time I showed you this had a jalapeno plant? They ate it. Then I have this. They ate it. This thing was bushy. So, it's just never ending, guys. Same thing on my radishes. They ate the top off of this one completely, and look at it coming back. I didn't realize they could still photosynthesize if they were cut off. So I'm pretty excited about those radish. And look at this. Would you look at this plant? See the evidence? Demolished it. Now I have a question for all you gardeners out here. Should I cut all these off or down close to where the new growth is? I really could use some advice on this because, oh my gosh, can you believe this? Mint is doing wonderful all on its own. They ate I had all these big, beautiful dills about 4 inches long. They decimated them, okay? So I went ahead and I just filled these with coriander seeds. I'm going to have so much cilantro, it's not even going to be funny. Garlic is still doing good. They haven't gotten to these cucumbers, but look at those. I don't know if these will keep going because they've been like this for a while now. So I think my cucumbers are no bueno. I'm going to have to pull them. And would you look at that? Remember my cilantro everywhere? They ate it all. I reseeded it, though, this morning when I did the others. They ate all the basil, but it's coming back on its own. I went ahead and reseeded this with more coriander. And as well as down here, I filled it because they ate that whole plant as well. Oh, speaking of eating whole plants, look at this pepper plant. I mean, they really went after my pepper plants. Look at this pepper plant. Look. I mean, they left the big one, but they just must not have been big enough to get it. And my one that was growing, they knocked it down. Again, will this keep growing? It has one leaf, just one, oh, two. There's a little leaf back there. I really need some advice on these peppers. And should I pick this one now? Because it's strong, guys. It is in there. It's not done. Oh, please give me some advice. They did get to this tomato garden a little bit, but The main damage was right here. Remember that big tomato flower I showed you? Well, it started turning into a tomato. They took that whole branch off. But we do have lots, I mean lots of tomato growth. You can see down in here where they just, see here, it's like nibble, 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 nibble. They just shaved off the tops of all these radish. They may come back though because they each have some leaves. They pulled a couple whole turnips, which was interesting. But all in all, this little garden, all my tomatoes there, man, I'm feeling really good about this. And this tomato plant is starting to really get big. Let's move down to my favorite part of the garden. Look, do you see my corn? It's all come up, guys. I'm talking 100% production here. Every seed I've planted has come up. And can you believe, none of this was here. None of this was here 10 days ago when I showed you the garden. Just that one patch over there. So we are going to have, and I think I counted 51. So that means we will have 102 ears of corn if this all performs. They got to my squash and zucchini, but they're doing a little bit better now. And what is it? It seems like every store-bought plant I got, it had a problem. They started eating on it. But the ones that I did from seed, not as much. I do have a hatch chili coming up in here. I don't know if I'm going to have any peppers, guys. We got to look at the Family Man Prepper Garden because, as always, it is one of the best performing parts of this garden. And it is the lettuce trough this year. Would you look at this? The garlic's out of control, but all the lettuce, look it. It's just perfect. This spinach, perfect. Swiss chard, perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. I see a feather inside the garden. Anyway, I think I'm most anxious to eat from this garden because Amy and I love fresh salads, and this is going to be weeks and weeks of just eating really good meals. The buckwheat, look at this. A beetle got in, and a couple of you have told me, watch the beetles with your buckwheat. And I think they're gone now because now it's just continuing to grow, but we have some very big bald spots in here where some of it got eaten. But this all is doing good, so hopefully we do end up with a small little buckwheat harvest. Oh, friends, I have great news. This is the day after I shot the garden video. We did not have one single solitary breach last night, which means the bells, the securing, the double netting, everything we've got going and did on this garden was super effective. So we're just going to watch it like a hawk. We're not going to give up, right? Do not give up on your gardening. I know the frustration. I have cried, lost sleep, all of it over this. But, you know, we have to keep going. And I believe that we all need to learn how to grow some of our own food at the minimum. Some, if not all. Because we've got some hard times coming. But if we learn these skills and what our areas and climates are capable of growing, then we can double down on them, see? Because next year, I'm telling you, I'm gonna grow so many potatoes, it's not even gonna be funny. Potatoes have been known to save people's lives over the centuries, right? And they grow well here. So I need to take what's growing well and I need to just quadruple it so we can preserve a lot of food. Growing things that aren't going to grow here, like, look at the peppers. I'm going to keep buying peppers at the store, guys. Cucumbers will grow here. They just got breached. So hopefully now they're not going to get breached again. The peppers, please, I need help. I'm desperate in the pepper situation and how to handle this. Is this even salvageable? You know, and this one, you know, again, do I need to cut these? All right, enough. I'm blabbing. Just keep going, guys. We love you all. Leave us a comment. I want to know what's working, what's not working, all that in your gardens. God bless you all.